Hi everyone, this is Dr. Stefan. In this video, I'd like to talk to you about a book that I've recently read, and I can recommend it actually to most of you who are watching my channel. Even if you're looking for information about your lungs and how to keep your lungs healthy, I think this book, even though it doesn't specifically cover lung disease, I think it gives you a good starting point to read more and to give you a motivation to maybe improve your lifestyle, because that can actually lead to better lung health as well. So obviously my background is a pulmonologist, a respiratory doctor. I mostly deal with interstitial lung diseases or diseases that affect the tissue of the lung. They lead to hardening of the lung. There can be a predisposition in families to get pulmonary fibrosis or lung scarring. So I deal with that a lot, and it's all rooted in telomere biology. So telomeres, for those of you who haven't heard the term, are basically the ends of the DNA code, the building block of life. The ends of the DNA are there, well, we think that they are there to protect the DNA as the cells turn over, as the tissues get repaired, as we grow older. New cells appear all the time, so we have to copy that DNA into another cell. So those ends of the DNA seem to be protecting the rest of the information that's required for life, and they progressively shorten. And certain activities that we do, certain things in our life can shorten or lengthen the telomeres. So that's really, really interesting. But the book is a pop science book, so it's accessible for everyone to read. It's called The Telomere Effect by Elizabeth Blackburn and Elissa Epel. I hope I pronounced that well. But basically, great scientists working in this field, they know what they're talking about, and the book is less sciencey than I thought. So this is amazing, because I do believe in good communication for the general public of complex topics needs to be done in a way that's understandable. Sometimes I have read pop science books which I get completely lost in them, even as a person who maybe works in the field. This one is not the case. I think it's very easy for most people to understand what telomeres are, how they work, what the effects of shortened telomeres are on the body. And it's really important because it's mostly a lifestyle book. It's disguised as a science book, but it's actually how to improve your lifestyle book. And I think that's great, because I didn't expect that. That surprised me a bit, but it was a pleasant surprise. And when we talk about these telomeres, so basically I'm going to show you the name because it can be a little bit confusing. If they shorten faster than we would anticipate, we sometimes tend to get more disease, which can affect different organs of the body, because there may be genetic and genomic instability in different parts of the body. It's related to aging. So obviously, as the telomeres shorten more and more and more, we get to have more problems, and the body sort of slowly breaks down. If we can delay that shortening process through our lifestyle, it actually can prolong our healthy years. So there's a lot of talk in the book about lifespan, so how long we live for, and health span, so how long we live healthy for, how long are we healthy for, and can we be healthy for almost our entire life? Because that would be the best way. Imagine being in your 80s, your 90s, and you can still do most of the things that you would want to do. Maybe you have to take a tablet or something for your health, but you're still doing well. And I think this book covers some tips on how to do that, to have a lifestyle conducive to good telomere health, let's say, that indirectly translates into a healthier lifestyle. So we all know those people who seem to be getting all the conditions of the world, all the diseases of the world. And it's really unexplained sometimes how someone can have the same age as someone else and have so many conditions and diagnoses, take so many tablets, or other people are actually much better off. And this can be related to this aging process. I see it a lot in my practice in the field of interstitial lung diseases, of lung disease, because it can be related to this telomere shortening, and we know that for sure. It's something that we know it happens. But if we can do some things to delay those processes, it would be amazing for overall health all over the world. So this is why I liked this book, because it suggests doing things like managing your stress levels, having good psychological well-being, good diet, exercising regularly, dealing with economic disparities, because all of these things, even childhood trauma, all of these things can influence the rate at which your telomeres can shorten. And it's fascinating. It's fascinating that our interaction with our environment, with our society, can lead to disease. And this book recognizes that. And I think that's absolutely fascinating and something that we should be discussing more. So I'm glad that there's books out there that raise awareness of this topic, that what we do to our bodies, how we live, can affect our DNA, our building blocks of life. It can affect how we pass on these traits to our children. It can affect how ill or healthy we are. And I think that's absolutely fascinating. So I think it's a great book. I have no fault regarding the book. I think I don't have any particular interest to promote the book. Feel free to find it, read reviews online, see if it's the right thing for you to read. But it might change your perspective on health. And it actually gives you a more of a measurable goal if you're trying to improve your health, rather than going for better health, which can be a vague term and not many people can relate to it. It may give you a measurable goal. Work to improve your telomere length or telomere health. That can be measured through genetic assays and things like that. But even if you don't measure the telomeres, you can have a guess after reading this book. What are some activities that may negatively influence your health? And there are tips and tricks at the end of each chapter on how to improve certain aspects of your life to improve telomere health, telomere length, and live a longer, healthier life. So I found the book fantastic for that reason. Again, this video not necessarily related to lung disease, but I may start to talk about this more as well on my channel. This motivated me. There's also some other books that I've been reading recently that I think are helpful in this field. Very fascinating that we can actually have more control than we think over our biology. And how we live our lives makes all the difference. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the book, leave a comment below. If you've read the book, tell me what insights you've gained from it, and hopefully we can together raise more awareness of this important topic. It's just the early days, but I hope in the next few years we'll get more and more closer to having the methods we need to develop healthy lives. Thank you very much for watching. All the best. Good health.